Alright, what's up everybody? How's it going? It's back, aka Dansgreat here, and welcome to another live stream on the channel. Yeah, Real thinks this is a premiere. Even the mods get it wrong sometimes, but it's a live stream. There's no countdown for this one. Just get straight into it. So let me know if you guys can hear me first. The game might be a little quiet because we're in a very quiet location in the game, but just let me know if things are working before I get going for this sesh. Alright, sounds good. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, so we have made it to one of the absolute highlight parts of the game. Unalesca is always one of the biggest draws when it comes to viewership and that kind of stuff. People are always excited to see Unalesca, but that's going to be kind of later on in the session because there's a few things that I want to do first. And basically, it starts by talking about what happened in the last session. And that was, we actually made some really good progress. We started off with Sanctuary Keeper at the top of Gagazet. We managed to defeat him. And then we moved along to Zanarkand and we met Spectral Keeper. And Spectral Keeper was definitely more of a problem. And I was basically in the midst of kind of testing some things out, and I created like a couple of ideas, just like really got the old far plane out and hacked a few things in and tried a few things, and we actually managed to get a win. And the only thing about that was though, like I wasn't too happy with just kind of continuing on from that save because it really was just, it felt like a test to me. I'm not going to redo the Spectral Keeper fight again, but there was a couple of things that, for example, I customized like an auto phoenix on Kimari that I just ended up not using at all, and so it's not necessary. So I kind of decided to turn the clock back a little bit and pick things up again from before Spectral Keeper. So the plan for this session is going to be that one of the main ingredients that helped us to defeat Spectral Keeper was also the fact that I basically hacked in stamina tonics. Moving forward, things are just going to get increasingly more and more difficult and more impossible, as if it hasn't already. And one thing that really helps us with these things is to be able to have these. Now, I think this might end up being the wrong save, actually. I shouldn't have these. Let me just see if there's an earlier save. I think I need to go one save further back. Because the point is, I shouldn't really have those. And one of the ways that you get them is by doing some monster capturing. So I wanted to basically start the session by seeing if we can capture the Gagazet fiends. That was the plan. I think maybe it's this one. Let's have a look. So let's sort things out again. Yeah, this looks more like it. So I'd basically run out of stamina tablets. There was none of those. And we have no stamina tonics, and especially when you're in no sphere grid, having double HP and being able to do that nice and quickly without having to use a Riku Overdrive, for example, to try and double your HP is going to be very helpful to us for whatever boss battles we can still somehow, you know, defeat in this challenge. And so the way that we're going to do that is by doing some capturing, and that's not going to be particularly easy because when you do like no sphere grid capturing, I think once you get to like Gagazet level, that's where things start to get a little more problematic. And so that's where we're going to start. Should give people some time to come to the stream as well. It always takes a good hour and a half before we really start to hit the peak numbers. And so it will give us some time to ease into things and get ready for Unalesca, because Unalesca is definitely going to be a real like inventory challenge. It's going to require probably a lot of weapons and armors that we just don't really have right now. And obviously the more preparations we have for that, the better it's going to be. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kick things off now. We're going to slowly start to head back towards Gagazet, and we'll see how many monsters we can capture. So yeah, welcome to everybody once again. Thank you for joining me for another one of these live sessions. Hopefully you all have a good time. And we make some progress, of course. Yeah, I think with the help of our items and stuff, we should be able to do a lot more than 100 damage at a time. Ah, crap. Does this not activate until after Unalesca? Ah, shit. Oh, man, that's annoying. Okay. So it's going to take us a bit longer to backtrack, but we have, like, no encounters available to us now. Francisco saying it should be active. Ah, there you go. Sorry, my bad. It's a bit finicky sometimes if you're not orienting yourself the right way. It doesn't work. I was like, this should work. Like, it's flashing. Usually when it's, like, it's not working, it shouldn't even be flashing, but whatever. This helps immensely. What I want to do is, I really don't remember if I don't think I captured anything on my way through Gagazet the first time. I just want to have a quick look at the list. And yeah, glad you guys are enjoying World of Final Fantasy. I'm having a pretty damn good time with that game. It's, I think review-wise, it's one of those games where I feel like they did it a bit dirty on the reviews. I think it's like, this Metascore's in the 70s, I think, which, I mean, there's a lot of fairly mediocre games that still manage like a 81, 82, 83, something like that. I was always like, what? Like, this game's cool, man. I don't know, maybe too many people who haven't played enough Final Fantasies played it. A lot of, obviously, it does ride a lot on the nostalgia of, and well, recognizing the references and that kind of thing, so I do get that, but I've been enjoying it, man. I think I've played about 20 hours or so far, something like that. I think I'm on chapter 13, 14, something like that, so I'm making good progress with it. This year, as I say, I've been wanting to take things more slowly on the channel, and so there's not going to be too many ongoing things at the same time. But I'm really trying to work myself like ahead with World of Final Fantasy so that I can make a nice start on Dark Souls, and I can focus on that once I get it going as well. So yeah, glad you guys are enjoying World of Final Fantasy, and I hope you continue to enjoy it because there's a lot of fun stuff to come from that. Hey Lord, good to see you. Yeah, I'm still in one piece, but my health's been a little bit wobbly the last like 4 to 6 months, but I would say I'm still in one piece, and I'm slowly starting to hopefully recover and get myself back to like absolute full normality and fitness, so I'm doing good. Okay, so let's just have another look at this situation here. Gagazet's a bit of a pain because there's a lot of stuff to capture here, so it'll take a while. Up until this point, we did Markalania, so we got some shining gems for doing that. And we obviously did Calmlands too, and I think they're the two that we did. We don't need to do this one, I think. The reward isn't really worth it. But for Gagazet, it is a pretty worthy reward. So we're going to see what we can do here. Basically, the trouble here is going to come from the fact that a lot of what we're doing to stay alive is utilizing things like evade encounter. And so if you don't have evade encounter and you're trying to spend any length of time fighting these guys, it's going to be a little difficult. So I think I'm going to try to let Waka do the capturing while having like a character or two that can still evade encounter. So it's a little bit like annoying, but we'll see what we can do. Also, obviously in an ideal world, depending on how much time you want to spend farming, you can go, as Battlescarred just mentioned, you can start to try to farm for items to give yourself things like Death Strike. So you can do Death Strike, or you can farm for enough Petrified Grenades to give yourself Stone Strike, and those will help you a lot, because Gagazet is the part of the game where you start to get either partial resistances to Petrification and Death, or you start to get more like immunities, and so that can give you a lot of problems. So you kind of have to really pick your poison here. There's no like great way to do it. It's time consuming either way. Either you don't customize these and take up more time in battle, or you do more grinding and you make the battle shorter, you know? So there's not too much you can do about that. I think Waka had like a stone touch capture weapon, right? Did we give him one of those? Yeah, we did. So I made a little list here before starting. I just had a little bit of time, and there's definitely some that we can capture using stone touch. It's far from like the full list, but definitely like a decent number, provided we could stay alive in the fight. So let me have a quick look through this again. Yeah, like for example, the underwater ones you can do with stone touch, which helps. Yeah, it's a decent amount. I'm not sure how far we can get with just that. Is there a way to farm teleport spheres at this point? I'm trying to think. I mean, it'd be nice to have a capture weapon that has evade encounter too. You know, when you get near the end of being able to capture something. I'm reluctant to use Death Strike because I'm wondering if Unalesca will require a death proof. Yeah, I don't want to blitz for it. That's too long. Just wondering if there's any like quick fire ways I can just do on stream to get more teleport. Yeah, the far plane edit is the quickest way, but yeah, I don't think there's a particularly great way. Welcome to stream, everybody, once again. Judge Annabelle, Cotillionaire, great to see you guys. Thanks for dropping in. So yeah, as I say, I don't know. This might be one of those where I want death proof for Unalesca because of Mega Death. Usually you can get by, but I feel like a lot of how I get by with Unalesca in challenges is kind of turn manipulation and making sure I've got enough zombies before Mega Death happens and that kind of thing. But if you're no Sphere Grid and you're facing a hasted Unalesca, I really feel like you're going to get hit with Mega Death when you're not ready a lot more. So that's a bit of trouble. So not exactly sure how to tackle it yet. Capture a Tomberry and farm it. A regular Tomberry, can it drop teleport spheres? How did that work? I think what I will do, I think the one hacky thing I will do, I mean, so far in this playthrough it's been a mixed bag. I've been trying to show you guys and do a bit of like real farming and grinding just to show you how it all works. But obviously we have been relying on things like Farplane to speed things up. For anything that's a little more extreme or stuff that we've done already and we don't need to kind of show again and again. So maybe I give myself some teleport spheres. I feel like given our situation, it might be good to have a character that has capture and evade encounter. And I'm probably going to want that for the future as well. Yeah, normal Tomberry can't. I had a feeling it was a little too easy. That's why I wondered if it's like a rare drop from a normal Tomberry or something. But yeah, there was someone that mentioned I think they got to Unalesca, but they hadn't defeated Unalesca yet. That's what I'd heard. But I don't know, there might be other people doing it. We'll just have to see. So I do have Farplane open here. I think the one thing I will do is just, instead of blitzing, I'm going to give myself some teleport spheres just to open up our options a little more here. I think because the capturing is genuinely, like, it can be genuinely tough and problematic. I want to actually give that a go. It's been a long time since I did any kind of proper no Sphere Grid monster capturing. Yes, this is still no Sphere Grid. We are still in no Sphere Grid, and we're still not allowing ourselves to have haste or anything like that. So this is still basically like the purest form of the challenge, at least according to me for now. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're just going to jump in. We're going to start to make some moves in Gagazet and just kind of see how far we get. Did Oren have a capture weapon too, just in case? Yeah, he does. He's got 2 for some reason. Okay. Ah, okay, yes. Psycho Logic, you're the one that's also been doing the challenge. Okay. Yeah, I'm very doubtful that I'll have any shot at beating Unalesca today so far, but we shall see. I'm very fearful of the speed at this point. Like, it really feels like it's gonna be trouble. Because, as I say, so much of fighting Unalesca for me is always about trying your best to, like, once you know her pattern, you know what's coming next, and then you try to prepare for that and that kind of thing. And I feel like with no Sphere Grid Auto-Haste, I feel like that's going to be so hard to do. We'll see. Aeons allowed, yes, but I think for boss fights, have I used them in boss fights yet? I've been trying to not use them in bosses. Basically spend the whole battle in zombie status. Yeah, that definitely could be an option, but again, because she's so fast, and you're going to get battered a lot with a lot of spells and that kind of thing, like Curaga later on. You've got to be very careful. I've definitely used Aeons, I think. But I might have used them in like random encounters. I just don't remember if I used them in boss fights. I think I haven't summoned in boss fights. But this series has already been ongoing for a long time, so I've already started to forget what I did. Real, what are you still doing here, sir? The 2 never happened. Yeah, everyone's we're already in theory crafting mode for Unalesca. I'm gonna do one thing at a time. Let's focus on trying to capture a few fiends here, and then we'll see. Yeah, I think like for Aeons, I've technically used them, but not. Not in like a way that helped me beat a boss, from what I remember. But if that's not true, and people can point me to a time when I did use it against a boss, then obviously fair play. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna pretend it never happened. Pretend you didn't see it. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why Real's still here. These days he's just lazy. He just announces that he's gonna be leaving. That's what he comes in to do. But we love Real. Albed tech support. He's the man. And he's cooler than most of us because he goes to the gym regularly and stuff like that. He's gonna outlive us all. Hey, Psilocybins, good to see you. Micro Omega in the house. Hey, Adam, good to see you. Yeah, as Albed tech support, Real's important enough that everyone should know his schedule. At least Real's not alone in thinking there should have been 2. For anyone who doesn't know what that means, the whole like I missed 2 or like I'm here for 2. Basically, when you do premieres on YouTube, which are like pre-recorded videos that you watch with a live chat, it kind of premieres to the audience. Those ones, they always have a countdown. So it has like a 1-minute countdown, and people always enjoy that. Yeah, maybe if you guys want, I think I can do a countdown for the stream too. Like, I think it doesn't have to be a premiere. I'll have a look. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, so I will do this. I think at this stage it's getting a bit annoying switching back and forth. 17 minutes late, that's not too bad. I mean, we're already up to about 75 people apparently in 17 minutes. That's not bad. So people will continue to trickle in as time goes on. So I think what I will do, basically Riku's not going to do any capturing, but I think with First Strike and Evade Encounter she'll at least be able to just like hang out and keep us alive or get us out of trouble if needed. This is fine. Yeah, I literally bought a new controller. I had enough of that. I had a really strange controller situation. So I finally retired my Death Stranding PS4 controller. It was sad times. That controller's been through a lot with me, but it was finally time. I mean, it got really stranger when for World of Final Fantasy I literally used a PS5 controller instead, and it still threw up issues. I did not understand that at all, but I did buy a new PS4 controller. I still prefer PS4 to 5 for playing on PC. And now that I've done that, things seem to be stable again. So hopefully we won't have any problems like that. Okay, so I think for now the plan is to try and swap Waka in and just stone touch stuff if we can as like our first option. And then we'll see how we go from there. Learn how to replace DualSense sticks. Nice. Yeah, I really don't know. It's one of those where, because the controller was so old, I was just like, you know what, I don't think it's... I shouldn't fight this anymore. Like, it's just, it functioned fine for other games. It was just really strange. Like in a game, for example, like MGS3 Delta, if there's like drift, you would notice it in the camera or in the aim or stuff like that. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it for like 15-20 hours of MGS3. But whenever I fired up World of Final Fantasy, it just interacted with it in a weird way, and it just, I don't know, it was very strange. But I gave up trying to fix it somehow. Like, I tried everything I could. I just had to buy a new one, and it works again. Okay. But yeah, the PS4 controller is the GOAT. It's my favorite controller of all time. And I will basically try to forever have one. So, what I can do... You can go to the mountain trail, right? At least I can stick closer to that. Wired? Nah, I've got enough wires, like, coming out of my PC. I think the Bluetooth works fine for me. Yeah, it's really strange World of Final Fantasy did that. It's a game where you wouldn't normally notice stuff like that, but whatever. Hey Jitgeek, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Okay. Now, first bit of action here. Let's... I think Dream Powder kills them. So you guys will have to help me keep track of what we've captured at this point. I think Orin is fireproof, so we should still be okay, but we should watch out. So this guy, the only reason I'm already thinking is because this is what I mean. You start to... If things don't work, like let's say your Stone Touch doesn't trigger, you can get yourself into trouble already. And this guy can just do its big fire move and then you're already in trouble. But there you go. I rolled the dice there. Managed to get away with it. Evade and counter. So I think for these we should probably ×2 because these battles are going to take a little while. And also some of these, do they all count as Gagazet captures? I think the Nidhogg is a Cavern of the Stolen Faith capture, right? So it doesn't actually count. Yeah, Nidhogg is the Cavern. Okay, fine. But I was only going to capture one of each anyway. I don't think I need more than that. Just going to do this because I still want Riku to try and steal Dream Powders and stuff. They're definitely useful. Okay, so there's our first... I think this is our first true Gagazet capture. So Bandersnatch is there. And this is another one of those where I got to save regularly, because this is, while you're trying to capture, you could definitely screw up and get yourself a game over. So you're welcome to remind me to save the game. That's the type of backseating that works. So what we'll do is we'll basically always try and grab that first steal. And then, did I teach Tidus Flee? I did, yeah. This is just for ease. This is just to avoid silly game overs where, like, you do this and then it doesn't work. Especially for this kind of more grindy stuff. I'm going to just try and escape one time just to see what would have happened. Yeah. I think if you have Fireproof and Evade and Counter, you might be okay here, but I guess it does have the Electrocute move as well. Yeah, you're not. Okay. So thankfully Auron did escape there. But yeah, I still think it's essential to start with 3 first strikers. And I think anytime I get this one, again, we're just going to get out of there. Yeah, triple attack is horrible. We're just going to keep getting this again. These guys could drop Mega Potions, right? If you're lucky. Mega Phoenixes, sorry. Okay, so this is another enemy here that is... It has 25% resistance to Petrification, so Waka could theoretically get it done. But Grenade requires strikes to be able to do. So Grenade is one of the most annoying ones to try and capture. This is one where I guess if you had like a capture and evade and counter weapon, you could just grind it down. But for now at least, let's start with this. Okay. It would help if Waka had some kind of fire protection. He does not. Okay. I think it's worth a try. We've got 2 people that have evade and counter, so... Fireproof, evade and counter, that should be already fine. Do you already have Master Thief with Riku? Yes, I do. I think it was the Remy M Chocobo race, right? You could, I think it was Pendulums or something. You could get it, and then with that you can customize it. Okay. I'd rather just keep them asleep. Waka clutched it, by the way, with 53 HP. He gets another shot. Not quite. And well, by doing this, I'm already also wearing down their HP, so we might be able to just get them by pure HP reduction as well. 791. 947. Okay. Yeah, Waka's been fortunate to stay alive here. So what I'll do is, I'll do... Okay. So Waka, wow, 7 HP left and he still died. God's sake. This is what I mean, like, even if you need to change a weapon, it's a bit annoying. I need to, I think, give Kimari a capture weapon. Like, basically, we need to swap people in and just do, like, a final hit. That's annoying. Let's just do this. And well, because we have confusion with these guys as well. Let's just make sure here. We only need to capture one of them anyway. How much does the bomb have left? 3,500. I guess we could use like an ice gem or something on it as well, maybe. Yeah, when you have to sacrifice so many turns with like everything that you do, it's always a bit of a pain. So Auron can actually do some decent damage, so he's gonna do the final capture here. There we go. Alright, so with this guy, I'm just going to try and get it to the right... Do I have an ice gem? No? Damn, I don't. Sheesh. Okay, that's a bit crap. 3,500. There's just so many different ways that you can approach this. It's just one way or another, you need to get that HP down. Just trying to do it without wasting like too much useful stuff, you know? Whatever, let's just keep wearing it down with this. As I say, I only need to pull it off one time and then we can just escape. And dream powders we can get back pretty quickly in this area. What's your take on the remaster battle theme? I like it. I think it's good. There's definitely been a few themes, like playing this particular run on the remastered, like more the arranged version. I've kind of got a bit of a bigger appreciation for. Yeah, so I think one more item of that level. And then I think Auron can finish the job. Because it's not growing as a result of those item usages, it's really helpful. So, yeah. These captures aren't exactly the prettiest, but we're just trying to get the job done here. And as I say, with these, you don't need to capture them again. If you're trying to do 10 of each for whatever reason, then yeah, you probably want to come up with some more like bulletproof strategies, but whatever. So let me I've got my own little list here too, but I could probably forget to do that too. Bandersnatch, Grat, and Grenade. Grenade was one of the more annoying ones, so I think that worked out pretty well. Yeah, bringing him in for a capture as well could be useful. Alright. The challenge runs like Primal and Tentacles. Like, what kind? I mean, I've been doing challenge runs for like nearly 20 years, so I don't know which ones you're talking about. Alright, this one we can just steal and flee. This one again. I mean, I always say when it comes to Final Fantasy challenges, it's just infinite. You can make up any number of challenges. And that's why it's such a great format. You can just always just do more and more of it. So, yeah, there will be future challenges too, I'm sure. But you can only do so much. So, Bashura is another one where I think you have to use a strike if you want to get it. Like a stone strike. So I think, again, let's just start with trying to get rid of these. The problem with using a petrified grenade here is that it would also petrify the Bashura, and we don't want to do that for now. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. I think they're talking about, that's one of the oldest, like, most known challenges. It's just been rebranded with a different name. I don't see how it's different to like no Sphere Grid, no Summon, no Customize, no Overdrive, no Blitzball, no Encounters. Like, that challenge has been around for 20 plus years. Like, yeah, well over 20 years. So if that's what you're talking about, then yeah. That one is like, it was always when I was first getting into the challenge scene, like seeing the acronym for that one, I was always like, what the hell, man? Like, this is ridiculous. How is this possible? This one, she has Death Touch, right? What if she tried to do that? Yeah, it's always a little more difficult to take things out like individually. Let's just get to work on this guy, honestly. Maybe I just keep them asleep. Let's see the poison damage. I think you could poison it. So I think with some careful HP management, we might have a chance of just taking it out in terms of its HP. Yeah, the 25% is just it's never very good. So we're just going to focus completely on the Bashura right now. Let's see how much HP damage it takes. I think this could bring us quite close. 4250. Yeah, okay, this is actually pretty perfect. So if it takes poison damage one more time, Auron can come in and finish the job. Alright, here we go. 158, 195, there you go. So Auron's strength is still like just about enough to actually be useful here. Just getting over the line sometimes is nice. So add another one to the list. Bashura. I think maybe we're better off heading into the cave now. Yeah, I think we basically got all of the ones outside, right? Yeah. I wonder if it's possible to win with no input, just passive abilities. I think to some extent, yeah. I mean, I've definitely seen some pretty wild things, like I don't know, single character challenges where you can beat Dark Bahamut just using counter attack, you just defend, and that's it. Every enemy is Don Tomberry, and who is also your dad, and no crying, no items. I've also been mentioning that the randomizer modding scene is improving. I'm starting to see some really crazy stuff, like some stuff that's starting to look more like a true randomizer, you know? And I feel like when that starts to open up, that's automatically just like super cool to me. Anything where you can do things like that, I think really adds a lot of value to replays. Because I mean, obviously by design, like no two runs that ever end up looking the same. So it's taking some time, but with that stuff, I think the sky's the limit. Eventually, there will come a time when any mod, like even like silly suggestions, you know, people that are just firing off kind of suggestions just for jokes, like they'll be doable, and there'll be people who make mods like that, you know. Ah, nice. In the alpha testing group, cool. Yeah, I've definitely seen. I'm in the Discord for like the Final Fantasy X modding crew. And I definitely see some of the activity that goes on there. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, 100%. I'll definitely do, like, if randomizer gets to kind of where I want it to get to, I can start to do the things I want, then I'd 100% want to do it. I mean, I've been saying I'm even interested in just a randomizer Masters mod run. To me, that's naturally a great fit, because I'm just like, that mod is so geared around the sort of the sphere grid and all the abilities you're expected to have, and Coryphean's mapped everything out like really to a T, depending on what you have on the sphere grid and what's available. But if you were to just randomize the sphere grid, that could throw like a whole different look, and it might be really interesting. So it's definitely, that's something that's on my mind, but just too many ideas, too little time, same as always. A big new update was released last week. That was a huge quality of life improvement. Game is way more stable and user-friendly. Nice. Imagine you're in Besaid and you get the Great Malbro. Hey, that's just how it goes. If there's a way to match that up with some type of enemy scaling, it would be nice. So you don't get like a, you know, 64,000 HP Great Malbro, but you get something that could be beatable. I think that'd be fun. Hey, Kane. Yeah, it's a thin line with those randomizers, because then it turns into like, if you start to obviously literally get things like Great Malboros in Besaid, there's just no point in playing, and it just turns into RNG farming, where you're like, oh, I hope I can just, you know, make it to the end without encountering this, and that's basically the only challenge. It's like, can you get lucky enough to avoid all the other encounters? So I think that's how I'd be thinking about it. Like, it needs some kind of enemy scaling or some kind of, like, region stuff. I don't know, but there's got to be a way. I think once the modding is there, I'm sure they can tweak and build, you know, different balances and versions of it in there that can be used by everybody. Hey, Richard, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's just, it depends how granular you want to go, because then it's such a... It's like you want a randomizer, but then actually I don't want it that randomized. You know what I mean? So you have to kind of find that line of... Wait, where's the... Oh my god. Did Riku not have an evade encounter anymore? We almost got smoked there. Ooh, what the hell happened there? Is that attack not evadable? If so, then I went about that the wrong way. Oh, it's not evadable. Shit. Okay, I forgot about that one. That was dangerous. Very dangerous. I forgot they had an attack that you couldn't evade encounter. Sheesh. So yeah, what we're going to do for Tidus, we're going to customize an evade encounter as well. Just to keep him around. At least he can swap to that, because it's going to be a little bit annoying down here trying to capture those guys. The problem is Walker's not getting a turn. Either we give Walker a first strike. Like, look how far down his first turn is. Trying to keep him alive until then is a pain. Okay. Let's start with this. I think the male spikes have an attack that hits, like, that can't be evaded, no? Male spike is immune as well. Let's see. Yeah, these guys are just really dangerous, man. What was the trigger? Does anyone know the trigger for Maelstrom being used? Was it just a random chance, or did it build up to it? Like, if you didn't attack it, then it wouldn't happen. That much of it I don't remember. I'm going to escape to try and avoid a wipe, but... Oof. Yeah, so once Walker gets a turn, it's hopefully going to help. I can't haste him up in this challenge either, so we just have to wait. 4 actions against it while it's awake. Okay, thank you, Kane. 3. Okay, basically, as long as I don't attack it, I should be okay. What kind of HP do these guys have? 4,300, that's a lot. I think with these, I just got to be patient and just hope that Walker gets an opportunity. Okay. It's worth a shot. It's a 50% chance that we managed to pull it off. Still going to try and probably... Oof. For every one of his turns, the male spike gets so many. It's also dangerous because if you start doing like, oh, I'm going to smoke bomb it now so it can't attack you, that's another action you've taken against it. And that's going to increase the chances of Maelstrom. I think we're going to wipe here either way. Yeah, Walker's dead now. Yeah, this fight's a pain in the butt. I mean, the guy's got like 8,800 HP. I wonder... Can you win this fight with just pure counterattacks? Oh, I left just in time. I left just in time there. Oof. Yeah. So I think Maelstrom, there's a few like conflicting things there. I don't know exactly how it works. Let me look this up myself, so I'm not confused, because it's one of the most annoying captures. It counts its own attacks too. Okay, that means it's unavoidable. It's a ticking time bomb. I think that's more what I remember, but I'm just going to double check it. This is one of those where if you have like under normal circumstances, this is such an easy capture, but Walker not having first strike also does not help. This document is not search friendly. Okay, let's have a look. Is the Maelstrom counter equal to or greater than 9? Even then, Maelstrom's 50%. If it uses an attack or rush, it's a +1. Receives action, it's a +1. Okay, fair play. So it's basically a ticking time bomb. Got to be careful. Ooh, Blitz Ace in the house. Good to see ya. He saw like some annoying no sphere grid monster capturing and thought, yes, I want a piece of this. But I'm just thinking at this stage, do we just give Walker a first strike and say screw it? Let's just hang in there for another few fights and just see how we do. We haven't captured anything yet in the water. It's not been ideal. This combination's just really rough. I'm going to see if I can still... The goal is basically to keep Walker alive for long enough for him to actually petrify something. I'm just trying to capture one of everything in Gagazet. I want some stamina tonics. I'm just trying to do at least a couple of things a bit more legitimately instead of just hacking them in. Okay, so Waka gets a chance. His 50-50 didn't work last time. Oh my god. No. It's two 50-50s he's failed so far. I'm pretty sure Male Spike has no petrification resistance. So it's just unlucky. I think if we take out the Male Spike, then we could... The other two, I think you can get just with counterattacks. Okay, Waka gets another chance here. Come on, man. Finally. Okay, good. Oh, we got hit through the darkness. Damn. That sucks. Okay. So, is this the point where he could technically just capture them like this? He probably could. Because these guys need to charge up to use their AoE. There's no other way. That's funny. I'll read the chat for a bit. At least we won't have to face these guys again. This is a silly way to capture them, but I don't care. What's the arena prize? It should be Stamina Tonics, I think. That's what we discussed in the last session, so I'm hoping I haven't been duped. Hey Kayla, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Yeah, they do need a 16x. Yeah, I should have let Riku hang in there just a little longer. But honestly, in the long run, it might be a little bit easier. Because with the male Spike, I don't have a great way to take it out in the first turn either. Like, if I throw a Petrified Grenade again, they all die. And I don't have a one-hit KO against it. The others, like Tidus and Riku, I don't think they have any Stone Touch, Stone Strike, anything like that. So the male Spike's always going to be annoying. That's it, the Kotobla Pass, that's what it was. So we unlock the Kotobla Pass by doing the capturing, and then you can steal Stamina Tonics from Kotobla Pass. That was the combination that we needed. So that's how it's done. There you go, look, he's made the capture. What a legend. Yeah, the UNX thing, that's never worked for me. I've tried it multiple times. I can't get the in-game speed up thing to work. But there you go, it's a bit of an unconventional capture there. But literally all we got left is the splashes now. So it should be alright. Yeah, we don't have Creepian in stream today, which is a rarity, but we do have Blitzace, who when it comes to Final Fantasy X knowledge is very, very much up there. Creepian's just a different beast entirely because of all the modding work and stuff that he's done. He's just next level, but I trust Blitz more than I trust myself with Final Fantasy X knowledge for sure. Again, it's the same problem, but I think for this one, yeah, Real's got the shield by his name, but he's not the most trustworthy. I wonder if I should... 600. Why don't I... If you did something like... Just trying to think, is there an item that would work well against it? It halves water. What if I just did like a... Because I can survive a couple of turns at least. Let's just see how much this does. I misread it. I thought it was half. My bad. My bad. That's twice now. I've been fortunate. I misread the thing. I should have known. It's also because I didn't have a bomb fragment, which is what I was looking for. These little splashes, man. Little shits. They're a bit of an annoying capture. Let's try this again. I think Bomb Core is what I was going for, yeah. So I believe this should do... My plan was to basically do around 500 damage, and then if either Tidus or Waka gets a hit in on them, then we get the capture. I think that's what I was trying to do before I was rudely killed. Okay, so now we have another chance. But we need to survive another set of turns. Hey Nick, welcome to the stream. Toby's in the stream too. I don't see them in the chat for some reason though. Cotillionaire seems to have seen and responded to Toby, but they're not appearing in my chat. YouTube's been a bit weird, so sorry about that, Toby. Glad you could join us. Yeah, this is just Operation Keep Tidus and Waka alive. Either one is fine. Either one will do. Unless Tidus can't kill it in one hit here. Let's hope he can. I just want to double check I have my capture weapon here. I do. There you go. Oh. And just because these guys are annoying, I'm going to do this. I had my suspicions, said Sybens, but no, I trust her. She is a little bit crazy, but she's also very nice and very friendly. But yeah, I don't know why that's happened. Normally, I always see Toby's messages when he pops in. But oh, okay. So hold on, let me get these off my list. We're starting to close in actually. Mail Spike, Splasher. Okay, it's basically mostly some of the heavy hitters left. Hey Rainbow Muffins, are we still preparing for Spectral Keeper? Technically yes, but I'm not going to fight Spectral Keeper again in this one. Yeah, the attack that it does that can't be evaded threw me off guard. I totally forgot that was a thing. I don't know how I managed that bit without a game over. I definitely got a bit lucky there. In terms of my list, I got the Airyman. Oh yeah, the Imp also. True. But is the Imp a Cavern of Stolen Faith? Because I think it wasn't on P. Birdman's Ultimate Companion Guide for this place. Yeah, so this is another one. You can't use Stone Touch or Death Touch or anything like that. So we're going to try and again just mess around with the health a bit and wear it down. 8,400. Okay. We need to get that poison off, so we need to be careful. We don't want to kill it with the poison damage. Clickbaited. Does it not say Unalesca? Did I forgot to change the title? If I did, then yeah. I put Unalesca in the title for today's stream, no? I can't see it right now. If I haven't, then that's my bad. Okay, so let's get that poison off. Huh, 2,600. Okay, good. Rainbow Muffins, you clickbaited us. Rude. Let's just do it one more time. And then... It is from the cavern. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so we wore it down pretty nicely here. I think the only problem is Grenade plus Auron is probably not enough here. And then we're going to get hit twice, so we have to be a little careful. So let's just be patient here, not do anything too crazy. And change to this guy. I forgot, is this guy... I think we haven't done this right. Let me do it like this. We're going to do one like this. We're going to do a grenade. Regular grenade. Hope it doesn't go critical. And then hopefully Auron does 131 damage here. Okay, good. Behemoth done. So by my reckoning, we've got the Airyman, we've got Dark Flan, and we've got... Is Mandragora also in the Gagazet list? Grendel, okay, yeah. That one... Okay. So I think I can just hang around here for now. Okay, that's a nice combination. I didn't even change the team around, I should have, but there you go. So, this is another situation where Waka could get the job done, but if Stone Touch doesn't hit, that guy could counter with a deadly move, so we have to be careful here. So let's try. Good job. Okay, that's another one done. Grendel also, interestingly, only has a 25% resistance, so there's a 25% chance I'll be able to take it out with Stone Touch as well. So just double check I got some fireproof here. And I think for Auron we can just, again, evade and counter here. Do this. Okay. Yeah, I think we can just start now. See if we get lucky. So it's going to get 4 attacks for every one of Waka's. And I think he's going to charge and use the fire thing before I get a chance to do anything, so Waka will die, I think. What if... Does a Lunar Curtain save him from that? Why not? Let's just try. Yeah, it does. Okay, nice. At least this keeps buying us opportunities to get the job done. 25% as I say. Yeah, honestly that move is undertuned. I feel like that move should be more powerful. Like the Nidhogg that appears before the Grendel does more damage with its breath attack than that guy does. So it never felt right to me, but... Oh, really? Okay, fine. I'm just gonna probably go down the deplete his HP route here instead of trying to keep Waka alive. It's just annoying. Yeah, that's what I mean. It does seem underpowered to me. I'm not sure about that. So yeah, we're just gonna work his HP down here. How many Shadow Gems do I have? 20. I always liked Nose Figure capturing for this reason. It always felt like a bit of a maths puzzle almost. Like you had to try and figure out, okay, like there's this much HP left, I can do about this much damage. If I use this item, it can take this much away. 2 of these will do this much, and like you can kind of start to figure out a bit of a strategy. See you later, Blitz. Take care. Thanks for popping in. So I don't think this will work like perfectly here by any stretch, but I think Auron should get it done in the next attack. But he loses his evading counter here, that's the problem. But still, I think we have to try and take a chance. Actually, Tidus has it, but he doesn't have fire protection. Let's see. Yeah, he's good. Okay. Nearly there. So Oren. Oh, even for him, only 61. Sheesh. Tidus did about 30 damage last time, so I'm hoping... there you go. Just about. Yeah, when he's got that armored status, you do such little damage. Muted steel. Whew. Okay. That's another one off the list. It's literally Darkflan, who of course never bloody appears. And then Mandragora. Stone Touch is 25% for Mandragora, so we do have a shot. Okay. I think especially for Darkflan, it'll be good for us to get the first turn, so I'll go back to my first strike. Yeah, anytime this happens, we still come in and take those Dream Powders.